Good morning.
Yes.
Can I have my notebook, please?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Thank you.
And you just not prepared.
I was thinking about my IAP classes. I grabbed my
Sure. All right. Okay, today I want to continue with where we left off yesterday. Now, here's my question. I want to get us caught back up. Because every class can be finished at different spots. Did we talk about the word plane yesterday?
Yeah.
That's probably where we stopped, correct? Okay, good. So you guys are at the same spot everyone. Okay, today I'm going to start up right with plane and all that, and then we're going to continue from there. And I'm going to review, because my goal is to get you prepared for the homework. We are going to get an assignment today. It's ridiculously simple. Most people have already got through almost the entire assignment. It's that simple. But you have to pay attention to what I'm writing on the board and how I'm saying stuff, okay? So, we'll start with the first thing. Let's start with the idea of a plane. So if you have your notes, let's draw this picture on it. And so draw a little box. It looks like a piece of paper. Let's put a couple dots on it. Let's call it A, B, and C. And let's put a little, like a cursive M in the corner kind of a thing. Like an italicized M. So draw that picture. I know this seems a little weird. This is going to go with our homework. The homework will have lots of pictures, and you're going to have to answer questions about the picture, if that makes any sense. Because what this first assignment is trying to get you used to is how do you answer questions in correct notation? How do you answer it in the right form? Does it look right? Are you saying things correctly? That type of thing. So this is one of the first pictures. You'll see a lot of them. I'll even put up, you saw it earlier, I'm going to pull up pictures from the textbook so you get used to what the book looks like, not just my terrible drawings. So we'll do that here in a little bit. Okay, so what you're looking at here, this is supposed to be a plane, a flat surface. So imagine that the red border isn't there, it just keeps going, if that makes sense. Okay? The book draws lines like that. Okay, so what they're going to do is they're going to give you a picture like this, and so if you're looking at that assignment over there, they're going to ask you a series of questions about this picture. So like maybe question number 1 says, name a point on the plane. So name a point contained on the plane. So do you agree that that is a flat surface? Can somebody name a point that is on that flat surface? Somebody just say one.
Point A.
Boom, you nailed it. The way you said it is exactly right. So on your notebook paper, so like if you were doing your homework, here's your homework. You got all your lines on your notebook paper, right? Question number 1, you'd write point A. Does that make sense? You can't just write A. You got to write like point and whatever letter you picked. Now, how many points could I pick from? 3. There's 3 there you can pick from. A, B, or C. Just pick one and go with it. So like your questions could have a lot of different answers. So don't feel like no one wrote A, but you might have wrote C. You're still good because they're still on the same plane. If that makes any sense. Okay. Does everyone feel comfortable with how you name points? You have to write the word point and a letter after. If you just write the capital letter, I count it wrong. That's how picky I am. Okay, we're good with the first type of question. Name a point. Okay, now, the second question is a tough one. This is the part we did not get to yesterday. We talked about the definition of a plane, but we never talked about how do you write the answer. So, second question. Pretty straightforward. Name the plane. Okay, so how do you name a plane? Because we didn't talk about this yesterday. We talked about the definition, right? It's a limitless flat surface containing how many points? 3. So, can somebody name the 3 points that are on there?
A, B, C.
A, B, C. So when you name a plane, there's 2 ways to do it. Number 1, you even said it. So this is question number 2. One of the ways you write the word plane, and then you write the 3 letters that are on it. At least 3. So, A, B, C. Now, if there's more, maybe there's more dots up here. Just pick 3. So, right now there's 4 up there. You can pick any 3 you want. So maybe you're that person who wrote plane DCA. I'm totally fine. I don't care the order you put it. It doesn't have to be alphabetical. You just pick 3. Make sense? Now, here's the weird thing. What's the cursive letter in the corner? That's the name of the plane. So if you wanted to, now you have another option. You could have just wrote plane and the cursive M. And nothing else. So if they have a cursive letter, that's the name of it. It's not a point, it's just the name of the plane. Okay, do we feel comfortable with that? Just fall back there? What was that? Okay, anyway. Do we feel comfortable with the plane idea? 3 letters, you have to write the word plane. It's a point, you have to write the word point. So I'm kind of thinking you have to write the word point and stuff. Okay, let's go to question number 3 now. Now we're getting a little more specific. Now, question number 3. This is where we're going to have to draw a new drawing. Name a line contained on the plane. Now, we have to name a line. This is the part we haven't got to yet. So that's why I said I'm going to do a new drawing here in a second. We haven't talked about lines yet. We've talked about points, we've talked about planes, correct? Let's get to our new vocabulary. So, let's get to the line. Okay, a line. I'm going to write the definition up here, we'll get to it. So a line is a geometric figure that contains at least 2 points and extends in both directions without limit. Let's write that down. So it's a geometric figure that contains at least 2 points and extends in both directions without limit. So I'll draw a new drawing here. New drawing. Okay. Now, looks like a line, correct? Straight. Okay, no curve. It's supposed to be straight. Ignoring my turbo artistic talent. Do we agree that there's at least 2 points on that line? 2 points. Okay, so when you name a line, right? Because name a line that's on that plane. That line is on the plane. It's on my marker board. It's on that flat surface. When you name it, you have to give me 2 points. Only 2. Because if you look at the definition, right, it says 2 points. So, somebody name 2 points that are on that line. Y and Z. Boom. So when you name it, so this is question number 3 now, right? Name a line. You have to give me 2 letters, Y and Z, and you have to draw a mock picture of the line above it. That's how you name lines. 2 letters, arrows above it. Can you guys see that over there? Okay. If it gets like, if there's a weird glare, just let me know, because I can't tell from where I'm standing. If I'm at my desk, I couldn't see anything on this board. Okay, that's how you name lines. Lines, you have 2 letters, arrows above it. You do not do this for planes. You don't do that for points. Only for lines, you put little arrows above it. Now, you could have picked any 2 letters. It didn't matter that you picked Y and Z. You could have picked X and Z for all I care. But you have to pick 2. Okay, even if there's more. So I mean, there could be another dot on there. You know, I could throw a W in there for all I care. You just pick any of the 2. Now, here's where it gets goofy. If they put a little cursive letter on the line, that's supposed to be an L, sorry, it looks like a ribbon, but if that's an L, okay, for that line, that's the name of that line. So instead of calling it, you know, like YZ with a little arrow above it, you could write line F. That's perfectly acceptable. But you don't put the word line in front of like the other letters. If you're using the 2 dots, you use the arrows above it. If you're writing a cursive letter, you just write the word in front, kind of like we did earlier. So line's that unique one. If you're going to pick 2 dots, you got to put the arrows above it. And don't use L and like Y. Don't do that. Because if you're going to pick the cursive letter, just stick with just the cursive letter. Don't mix it with the others. All right. Questions, comments about how to name lines? We feel comfortable with that. Okay, so now, I think my drawings are terrible. We're going to move on. Let's go look at some of the pictures in the book. Because I think you just need to see that. You need to see how the book is going to show you pictures. I'm going to show you like 5 or 6 different pictures. So you get a sense, and then we'll look at one that you want to look at, okay? So I'll give you guys kind of the option. Does anyone still need anything from the marker board? Everyone's good there? Perfect. All right. Let's take a look at some of these pictures from your textbook. That way you can get a sense for how this works. So I pulled these right out of the book. I just scanned them in, and so we can take a look at them. Okay, here's one. I'll go through like the 4 or 5 pictures I have here. Here's one. Here's a second one. It's supposed to be a square pyramid. We have this one. We have these. We have this old guy. I don't know if I have any more. Okay, so I only got 4. Which one do you kind of want to look at first? You guys get choice. You can have the little pentagonal prism here, the little house-looking thing. We can do the pyramid. We can do the lines. We can do that one tissue box at the end. Which one do you want to look at? Any preference? This one? Okay, we'll go with this one. All right. So, how I look at these, because 3-dimensional is like one of those hardest things for people like to look at. Like, how do you look at it so you're looking at it the same way that I do? Anytime you see dashed lines, imagine those are in the back. Those are in the back where you can't see them. So, this line going to from A to D, that's going to the back. It's behind. E to F going to the back. Now these are supposed to be lines, even though I know there's sharp edges. Imagine this continues, so it kind of slants. This one's going up and down. So imagine that the lines continue, the planes, the flat surfaces continue. You have to imagine, you have to have a pretty good imagination about it. All right, so here's what I want. I want somebody, if you can, we're going to stick with the same question and answer kind of a thing. Let's see, can somebody name me the plane that is the bottom of my house here? Can somebody name it? Say the name out loud. Name for the bottom of the house. Okay, say it.
Plane ABC.
Boom, I like it. You said it absolutely right. You wrote the word plane, and you gave me 3 letters. Perfect, right? 3 letters. Now you can pick any 3 you wanted, but that's perfect. Does that make sense? Say name planes. 3 letters, put the word plane out in front. This one doesn't have any weird cursive letters. I had a really good question from last time. So like, well, how do you know that's not a cursive letter? I would assume from this picture that it's the corner. Because it doesn't look like if they're going to try to use cursive letters, they're probably going to highlight the face, the wall, and then they'll put the cursive letter in the middle of the wall. Just to show you that, like if I go back to that tissue box at the very end, that one, you can see they shaded it and they put the cursive letter in the middle. That's how you know it's like that's the name of the plane, X versus Y. All right. Can somebody name the line that is the top peak of the roof of the house?
Line RS.
Line RS. So, you said it correctly. You said line RS, but when you write it, this is how I want you to write it. RS with the little arrows above it. Because you're picking the dots, right? So you write with 2 dots and put little arrows. But when you say it out loud, you said it right. Line RS. Make sense? Is there any questions with that? Okay, here's the tricky one. That's the one we haven't talked about yet. I want the intersection of line AB and BC. What is the intersection of line AB and BC? Can somebody name it? Where do they intersect? Is that right? Where they intersect is a point, right? Do you see that A and B? B and C, do you see that they're going to cross right there? But you said it absolutely right. It is just point B. Anytime you write a point, you write the word point in front of it. And then you write the letter after it. Okay. Questions at all about how we answer these questions? Do we feel a little bit more comfortable with it? Let's look at another drawing. Let's go to maybe a different one. Let's go to this one. This is kind of a weird picture. What you're looking at here is a plane. That's that yellow thing. That's a plane. It's a flat surface. Line K, that is a line. It's cursive letters, line K. I can't call it 2 other letters with like the 2 letters, the arrows, so I'll just call it line K. Line K is poking through the paper. How I know that? It went dashed. So it's poking through like that. Line J is sitting on top of the plane, like such. How I know that? It's not going dashed, so it's sitting right on top of it. So, are the two lines crossing each other? They intersected? No, they're not. It looks like it is according to the picture, but since it's dashed, it's not. So if they ever ask for, are these two lines intersecting, they're definitely not. One is poking through, the other one is, off to the side. So they're not even close. Okay, questions with that picture? How do you look at it? All right. These lines are eventually intersecting. That's line RS. If you extend it with your little arrows, they are intersecting. All right, planes now. Imagine this is a tissue box, or maybe my little marker box here, where this is the top and bottom plane, top and bottom. EA is like this little part out front. FB is this little guy right here, this other side. So it's kind of poking out at you. D is in the background. The D is like the back of the box. It's in the background. C is back here. It's in the back of the box. It's kind of poking out, so it's like that. Some people just need that visual to kind of see that. Okay? Can somebody name a plane that is the either top or bottom of the box? We name the plane either the top or the bottom. What do you think?
Plane X.
Plane X. You can just write plane X. Okay? It could be just the plane on the top. So just plane X. What's another name for plane X?
EHG.
Yeah. Plane EHG. Absolutely right. That's how you can name it. So planes, you have to use 3 letters unless you're using the cursive letter. Okay, do we feel comfortable? Notice on planes I don't use arrows, only on lines. Can somebody name a line that is on the right side over here? Can somebody just give me one of the lines over here? One of the lines on this side of the picture, on the right.
Line BC.
Line BC. You write line BC, you write like that. Do we feel comfortable with all the different ways you're going to have to answer your questions? How many faces, how many actual planes are there on this picture?
6.
There's 6. Right, left, that's 2. Top and bottom, that's 4. Front, back. So there are 6 faces, 6 planes. Top, bottom, right, left, front, back. Okay, so that's the types of questions you're going to have. Here's your homework, page 8. 1 through 3, 8 through 10, 13 through 21, 32 and 34. Remember, 32 and 34, you are drawing those pictures. 32 and 34, they want you to draw your own pictures. To me, this sort of thing. That assignment, this is kind of a quick turnaround. I normally don't do this. That assignment is due Thursday with your book check. And I'll remind you of that tomorrow via email, like during the school day. Like, hey, we have homework due tomorrow. You'll probably be in class when they send it out. But I'm going to remind people we have homework due Thursday. That's 2 days from now. Okay, the rest of the time is yours. I don't know if I warned you of this, the first day of class. Every time we have an assignment, I do it with you on paper just like you do. So I have an answer key. If you ever need to check your answer, I always do the homework with you. Because if I assign it, I expect to do it myself. So anytime you want to go like, hey, we're going to see your answer here real quick, I have no problem with you doing that. Because I'd rather ask you, have you ask me the question than go out and try to find it from some other means and change and whatnot. So you have plenty of time in class here. You have 10 minutes or so you can work. I'm not joking when I say the other classes that have tried this, they were nearly done. I had a lot of people that are already on number 32 and 34 in less than 10 minutes. That's how simple this assignment is. There is a lot of different answers. So this problem, this could be one of your picture of your book. It could just say name 3 points. If you just had to name 3 points from that picture, there's a lot of possibilities you could put. Point E, point B, point G. It doesn't even say which one. So there's lots of different options for something. So my answer key is kind of extensive. But you only have to name 3. So just be careful of all the vocab we used yesterday. All right, the rest of the time is yours. Let me stop the camera.